Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EURUSD. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit the ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video. Greetings everybody, welcome to the technical analysis of the Forex markets, particularly the Euro currency from the ForexPeaceArmy.com. Well, let's start as usual from the daily time frame of Euro currency, and now we see that on the markets really nothing much new has happened during the previous trading sessions. We will try to comment this upward candle. Well, in general, as we said, the market even more than just 1 week stands in the range of that bar. This was the continuation of that plunge to the downside, and you can see that all price action during the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, this is the 7th trading session, today trading session stands in the range of that candle. This tells us that market now indecision, and this indecision is really strong. Well, in today's chart I've drawn this monthly pivot point, and you could see how sentiment flirt with the monthly pivot point. You know that pivot points is one of the among the indicators of the market sentiment. When the market stands and move above the monthly pivot point, the sentiment is mostly bullish rather than bearish. When market breaks down the pivot point, sentiment turns to the bearish. But currently you can see that market right from the starting of the November month stands in almost on the equal distance between from the upside as to the downside around the monthly pivot point. It tells us that there is no direction in the market sentiment, and the market is really indecision. It's a lot of uncertainty on the markets currently that comes from the Greece and now mostly from the Italy, because if Italy economy will fail, this will be really just stunning hurt for the euro currency, and will be the really big problems. That's why investors do not risk to trade particular market with just technical signals. Investors await for some resolving some solution that will come from the euro before to make the stake on the upside or to the downside move in the euro currency. Well, what we see also, the technical picture tells us that probably current environment more bearish rather than bullish, because we know that the monthly trend is bearish, the weekly trend although it's bullish, but market price action doesn't quite support the bullish trend on the weekly time frame. On the daily time frame, this was solid plunge that has shifted trend to the bearish, so daily time frame is also daily trend is also bearish. And from the classical approach to the technical analysis, this is some kind of bearish continuation pennant is forming. So this is the mast of the pennant. This is particular tight consolidation that, according to the classical approach to the technical analysis, should lead to the continuation move to the downside, the distance almost equal to the mast. This is around 134 area, the target of this potential move. From another point of view, if we will take a look at the lows that's forming currently on the market, you can see that market forms high lows. Well, but the top stands unchanged. This just a single, if we could say it, pattern, but this of course not the pattern. This is just signal issue that tells us that probably market could show some splash to the upside. Well, but this is very shallow hope for the bulls, because this is just a single moment that has bullish environment, bullish bias. All other bias, all other patterns that is now stand on the market strongly bearish. Yesterday we said that probably market could show the attempt to touch the weekly pivot points, since we know that weekly pivot points trades during the week in the 70% of cases. So that has happened. Market has hit the weekly pivot point, and now flirting with it. Due to this moment on the intraday chart, there are some patterns that we could watch for, because this is at least something that we could stick to and try to trade these particular patterns. And as we discussed yesterday, this could be the butterfly sell, butterfly buy on the 4-hour time frame. That is our butterfly. This is initial swing to the upside. Okay, this point is 138.79. It's right here. Left wing, right wing. I have drawn the butterfly to the 1618 target around 134.34 because this is more clearer to the classical approach of the trading pennant pattern. That's target of the pennant stands also somewhere around that area. But also you could see this 127 extension target is 135.30. That is very close to the major 618 support on the daily time frame around 135.62. So this is also significant area of support, and we can't exclude that market, if it will start move to the downside, will try to reverse from that area. Also we see that hourly trend is still bullish, as you can see. Now with the weekly pivot point stands in the same area the Fibonacci extension target. So you can see that A, B, C bottom, 618 target 138.48, 100% stands around 139.53. It's right here. Okay. On the hourly time frame, we see that trend has turned bearish. Market also has accomplished the ABCD pattern. A, B, C bottom, 100% extension, 138.56. It's right here. The high was 138.57. So market has accomplished this ABCD pattern right pips to pips. Well, since market hit some targets on the intraday chart, probably this common price action could lead us to some retracement to the downside, and I think that this retracement could be at least to the 3-8 support of that swing to the upside, 137.89. I'm telling this for those who will try to trade the hourly time frame environment. Well, and in fact, this is not very, say, strong context. This is just simple context that probably you could try to trade, because market really has hit some targets. The common price action after hitting that targets on the weekly pivot point is some retracement to the downside. Well, that's all in fact that could trigger this trade. Also you can see that hourly trend has turned bearish currently, so probably this context could be tried to trade at least to the 137.89. maybe it will be a bit deeper. Well, I just drawn these areas of support for those who need it during the trading of the hourly time frame. Meantime, if you want to trade the butterfly pattern, theory tells that we should not anticipate these patterns, and in fact we should search for the buy signals around that area or that area. But currently, market stands at such area where that could give us the strong risk-reward ratio. So the point of the erasing and the failing of the butterfly is this top 138.79. If market will move above it, then it tells us that this butterfly fails, because market erased the initial swing of the butterfly. And as you know, all swings should stand inside the initial swing of the butterfly, except this one, except the extension. Well, because if you place the stop somewhere above that high, for instance, and market will really start to form this butterfly, you will get the significant risk-reward ratio. It will be very solid and very good entry point from that area. If market will hit it, well, in this case butterfly will fail, and you will understand that you were wrong. Well, that's one of the approaches that could be used during today's trading session. Well, if market will move above this high, probably it will come to 139.53 target, to this ABCD pattern. This could be, for instance, the fake out of the bearish pennant on the daily time frame. So if market will hit 139.50 here, it's above this level, so it could be like market hit it, returns back, and accelerates down. This would be the wash and rinse of the failure breakout of this bearish pennant. That's very common in the modern forex market. If this will happen, market will hit this target and returns back below the weekly pivot point, then probably we could be prepared for some move at least to the down border of this panel, but probably it could lead to some breakout. So you can see this is some moment that could be trade currently on the market. Personally, I like the most the butterfly pattern, well, because it has, at least it has some logic in the trading. It allows us to place a relatively tight stop, and we clearly understand where we could become wrong and what will happen if we will become right. So this, I think, from the trading point of view, it's not a bad idea to try to trade this potential butterfly. But again, as we said yesterday, market now is very sensitive to any news that will come from the euro currency, euro union. So be ready that any even rumor could shake the market very significant, and it could lead to some loss, because market very fast could turn its assessment of the current situation from the bullish to bearish and vice versa. So be ready for that. Probably it makes sense to reduce the trading volume in the current environment, because the trade market currently is very risky. But still we have a nice pattern that could form on the market. Well, why we should not try to trade this? Because in fact this is really just single pattern that could be traded now on the euro currency.